One of the big questions currently circulating in the circles of New Zealanders, those are New Zealanders who care and who wish to know the truth, that big question being asked is, who broke the treaty? A new book authored by an individual who has worked in and around the treaty industry, yes, the treaty is now a huge industry. It has actually matured into a scam that embraces the lies, the bullshit artists and the Maori who are so brainwashed they actually believe the crap uttered by any of those who are responsible for the existence of the dishonest and the despicable treaty tribunal. This new book is written by a person who I've found over the years to have been very, very careful to make sure all the facts are right. The book, Who Really Broke the Treaty, written by Dr. John Robinson. It wasn't the Crown that repeatedly broke the Treaty of Waitangi, and the $4.3 billion has been paid to settle grievances that have been fabricated, according to commentator Dr. John Robinson. Career scientist Dr. John Robinson, who has authored a series of works on racism in New Zealand, puts a blowtorch on New Zealand's treaty industry in his new book titled Who Really Broke the Treaty? He has seen the inside of that industry. He has worked inside and within that industry and knows exactly how it in fact functions. You would be surprised at the scale of the massive scam that has been going on for nearly 50 years. And this scam is in broad daylight, this dishonesty is in broad daylight, and it is funded by you and I. How many New Zealanders understand that words uttered by the Maori King in public on January the 20th this year demanded that our unified nation be dismantled and replaced by two separate parliaments based on race? Can you imagine anything more stupid than that, but then what do you expect from an illiterate at any rate? The Treaty of Waitangi, as agreed in 1840, handed the sovereignty of New Zealand to Britain. Land in Maori possession remained in Maori possession. All Maori people living in New Zealand were given British citizenship, he wrote. That agreement gave the right to govern British law prevailing thereafter. The absolute rule of the chief were gone. But when the Treaty of Waitangi Act created the Waitangi Tribunal, naive politicians gave radicals free rein to twist the treaty, plunder our coffers, and tried to seize control of New Zealand. This 50-year grand scheme centres on allegations that the Crown, meaning you and I of course, broke the treaty and should pay compensation. But if the treaty gave the government the right to govern according to the rule of law, what is it that broke the treaty? That would be an action against the sovereignty of the nation, an action taken outside the rule of law. Robinson shows that the Crown did not breach the treaty at all, and that all breaches were done by rebellious chiefs, and here is a list of them. Mass murder of settlers by Chief Te Rapraha and Te Rangahaiata at Waiao in 1843. Rebellion incited by Te Rapraha and Te Rangahaiata in Wellington in 1846. War waged by Honihiki against the government of the North in 1845 through to 1856. Rebellion at Waitara's Wirramukingi over the sale of the Pika Pika block in 1859, and the establishment of a rival Maori monarch in 1859, rebellion and war between the Maori tribes. During these events, the Crown and the governors never broke the treaty. All actions taken were in accord with the cession of sovereignty and the accession of British law, Robinson has written. Firm government action that defeated tribal rebels during the 1860s was not to break the treaty, it was to uphold the treaty. Land confiscations did not breach the treaty, they were a consequence of a rebellion. There were numerous efforts by the government to bring the second Maori king, Tawawhara, and his supporters back into the New Zealand community after their defeat in 1864. But Tawawhara continued to insist that he had the sole right to conduct matters in his land from the North Cape to the southern end. All treaty settlements are based on the Crown breaking the treaty. Since that is not so, all such settlements have been a fraud. Yes, all these settlements that we have paid these Maori tribes in iwi, they have been a fraud, Robinson wrote. There is no justification for the continued existence of either the settlements or that Waitangi tribunal. The perverse reality is that the treaty is all about equality, yet for the past 50 years New Zealand government have been practising racial discrimination. Robinson shows how and when the treaty was twisted, the government gave birth to that monster that is the Waitangi Tribunal and suggests a roadmap for ending racial division. Early steps by the coalition government are heartening, most especially the proposed Treaty Principles Bill and the opportunity for a referendum on it. Over the years, the straight-out gutless and spineless reaction by the national political party to the Maori bullshit and their treaty claims has undermined our sovereignty, our country and our acumen. The Maori who constantly bang on about treaty-broken agreements, they are liars, they are crooks and straight-out manipulators of any decency of honesty. However, doubts remain regarding the courage, certainly the courage of this current Prime Minister, who on the subject of race and the presence of a tribal activist in there as a minister. I have no faith in the national government, its leadership, to rid us of this Maori cancer and the constant manipulation of the truth using the biggest pack of crooks known to us, the Waitangi Tribunal. In this book, Who Really Broke the Treaty, written by Dr. John Robinson, it's Tross Publishing, 158 pages, illustrated, $35. You can order it online by going to Tross Publishing, Tross, trosspublishing.com.